Everyone, good morning or good afternoon. Hope you're all having a great day as always. And today we are taking what we've been learning about, um, pretty much fractions. I know it's like the big uh, older kid word for it, but that's pretty much what we've been working with all these shapes and finding parts of a shape. And like if we have 1 out of 2 parts, that's purple. We know that's a half. If we have 1 out of 4 parts, we know that's a quarter. We've been doing some pretty cool stuff. Today, we are kind of taking those ideas and bringing them into story problems, and we are going to draw pictures to help us solve them. Now, for this, it would probably help you quite a bit if you got some crayons or color pencils to help you draw these pictures. And I'm going to show you exactly why on this example problem. It says Pete made a cube tower with 4 cubes. He used 2 purple cubes and 2 yellow cubes. What part of the tower is purple? Okay, so they kind of mixed up the colors a little bit, but you could actually you could have drawn this any way you want. What you could have done was, let's see here. You could have made 2 purple cubes first, and then done 2 yellow cubes. Okay, it's the same thing as this picture over here. It's the same thing. You can just draw it a few different ways. Either way, you need to make sure you have 2 purple and 2 yellow. And then it says what part of the tower is purple. So on this first line right here, we're going to put the part that they want. All right, how many parts are purple? Well, we have 1, 2 parts that are purple. So now we can trace this 2. And it says out of how many. So here they want the total. This is always going to be a total or whole number. So it's 2 out of how many cubes altogether? Well, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 altogether, right? So that's where they got this 4 from. Let's try doing a different one over here. It says Tracy's pizza is cut into 2 equal parts. And we know what 2 equal parts looks like. We've been working with that a lot. She eats 1 part. What part of the pizza does she eat? Okay, so now this sounds a little goofy, but don't worry about it just because it sounds different and they're using a different kind of shape and everything. That's all right. We can still figure this out. Here is the circle, and we can make it into 2 equal parts by drawing a line right down the middle. Okay? And they say she eats 1. So to show that she ate one of these pieces, we can kind of shade it in. Remember how we would see shapes that are shaded in on certain parts? So we can shade in the part that she ate. Okay? Now remember, over here is going to be the part that they want. And this is the total over here. So how many parts do they want to know about? They want to know how many parts did she eat. So how many do we shade in, showing that she ate it? Well, we shaded in just 1, right? So she ate 1 piece. So it's 1 out of how many total pieces? 1, 2. So it's 1 out of 2 pieces that she ate. That's all. It's nothing crazier than what we're doing right here. But now that we have an idea of what we're doing, we are going to get our math workbooks and we are going to do some more of these problems together. Okay, so make sure you have some crayons or colored pencils and go ahead and get that math workbook and look for the page that says 16-4 at the tippy top. All right, here is what your workbook page should look like. At the top it says reteaching and it says 16-4. All right, if you do not have that yet, please pause the video, and when you have everything set up, then hit the play button. If you already have your workbook, then let's continue. Let's read the first one together, and maybe I'll start you guys off on this one and have you finish this problem on your own. It says Julia's flag has 2 equal parts. Now, we already know no matter what we draw, we need 2 equal parts, which means they have to be the same size and shape. Okay, it says one of the parts has stars on it. What part of the flag has stars? Okay, it says draw a picture of Julia's flag. Now, what shape is a flag? You know what? A flag is a rectangle, isn't it? We see flags all the time at school. We have a flag in the classroom. I know it's not a perfect rectangle. It doesn't have to be perfect, but here we go. It's a rectangle. And what you're going to do is make this into 2 equal parts. And on one of those parts, draw some stars. And then you have to answer how many parts have stars and what is the total. So I'm going to even write that down. Don't forget that on this side, they want the part. And over here, they want the total number of pieces. Okay? So I will give you guys a second to solve this. So go ahead and work on it. All right, now I don't want to take forever with a super long pause, so if you're not done, make sure you pause the video. Okay, so if you're not done, hit pause right now. If you worked really fast and you're all done, let's go over this word problem here. Okay, so it says the flag has 2 equal parts, so we know we have to make it into 2 equal parts, and I'll just draw a line right down the middle, make it nice and simple. And it says one of these parts has stars. So on one side, I'm just going to make a big star because it's a little easier. Just one star. So now that we did all the work, we can look at this problem again and see what they want us to do. It says one part has stars. What part of the flag has stars? Well, you can go ahead and number these, right? We have 1, 2. So how many parts have stars? Just 1. Out of how many? What is the total number? The total is 2. So we would say 1 out of 2 parts has stars. All right, let's read number 2. It says Jake's flag has 4 equal parts. 3 of the parts are red. What part of the flag is red? So I'm going to start you guys off with a flag shape, right? So we know a flag is a rectangle. So go ahead, make this rectangle into 4 equal parts. There's a few ways we can do this. Make this into 4 equal parts. After you do that, make sure that you make 3 of those parts red. Now with the coloring, this 3 parts red, when you're coloring, just make it like a real quick color red. It doesn't have to be perfect. After you do that, you can then answer this part of the question. It says, what part of the flag is red? How many red parts? Or the part goes on the first line, and the total goes on the second line right there. So I'll give you guys a couple seconds to write down those numbers. All right, if you're not done, hit the pause button right now and finish up. Okay? If you're already done, let's go over this. So if I wanted to make this into 4 equal parts, there's a couple ways you can do it. Some of you might have done this, which is fine, or you make 3 lines going down, and that's fine also. And I want to make 3 parts red, right? So 1, 2, and 3. See, quick coloring. Doesn't have to be perfect. And so 3 parts are now red. What part of the flag is red? Well, we count up how many spots, right? How many pieces? 1, 2, 3. So we would say 3 out of how many? What was the total number of parts? Here's a hint. It says it up here. 3 out of 4. And you can even go back and count. We know we have 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces, right? So 3 out of 4 pieces are red. That's it. That's all. So now let's turn the page and let's go over your assignment for today. All right, after you turned your page, at the very top, it should say practice at the top and then have the number 16-4. Okay, that's the page you should be on. And the directions say read each story, draw a picture, write the numbers. Just like what we've been doing for the last 2 problems that we did together. Okay, and I'm going to read each problem to you. And you know what? I'm even going to pick out the important parts for at least the first one. It says, Fred's quilt has 2 equal parts. One of the parts is blue. See how I'm circling the important numbers and the important words? Don't forget to do that. It can help you out. What part of Fred's quilt is blue? Okay, and I'll start you guys off. Quilts, they can be either rectangles or squares. Either shape is fine, okay? Next, let's go down to number 2. Number 2 says, Dale's flag has 4 equal parts. 3 of the parts are yellow. What part of Dale's flag is yellow? And don't forget, on this side, on this first line, we always write the part that they want, and on this side is the total. If you have to write it down to help you remember, that's fine. Go ahead and do that. Don't feel like you can never write down little tips on your assignments to help you remember things. When I was in school, I would write down how to do things as long as I remembered it, and I would even write them down on the top of my tests and quizzes. But I'm sure, yeah, you'll also have other teachers tell you stuff like that as you keep going. Okay, so now we read number 2. Remember, what shape is a flag? You guys should know what shape to put in this box right there, okay? And now we're on our last one, number 3. It says, Tim's pizza has 4 equal parts. He has 2, he eats 2 of the parts. How many parts are left for his friends? Just remember, what shape is a pizza? Draw that shape in this box before doing anything else. Okay? So that's it. That's your assignment for today, guys. You just have 3 problems to work on. I'm sure you guys can probably fly right through this, but take your time. I don't want you to rush through it and accidentally get some things wrong. I want to make sure I want to make sure everyone knows how to do this and understands it very well. If you have questions, of course, get a hold of your teacher and ask those questions. And as soon as you're done your assignment, please have mom or dad take a picture, send it to your teacher. Okay? Uh, I hope you guys think that this kind of stuff is fun and maybe even a little easy. I hope you're enjoying the videos. And as always, I will see you guys next time.